work without love, you are working like a slave. When you work with love, you are working like an emperor. Work based in love brings you closer to yourself. This is 22nd episode of Dream 100 Show. Welcome to Dream 100 Show listeners. I'm your host Savitha Hosamane. Each week we interview today's most successful and inspiring business owners with winning teams, or we explore one aspect of evolving business owners cultivating their inner strengths for personal growth, which will impact business growth positively. Join us as we bring you everything that goes on in the minds of successful business owners during decision making process and gain insights to make smarter decisions. In today's episode, we will be exploring how the founder's behavior shape the work culture. Culture is that invisible component which makes or breaks an organization. Culture is important for a startup or for a growing business and impacts people's work and growth. Culture is typically a reflection of the founder. So now let's know the self to design the culture for your setup. Let's get started and find out few perspectives of building a culture right here, right now. Culture is set by how the business owners act. So, welcome to yet another episode of Dream 100 Show. So, let's start by exploring how the culture is set. In any business, the culture is set by the business owner's act. Now, let's say an entrepreneur or a business owner who is approachable, he or she sets the trend of good communication in that organization. When each person feels heard and recognized, it sets a positive trend of communication. The way people work on a day-to-day basis is what builds a pleasant, positive, and productive environment, or it may lead to a very toxic environment. In a toxic environment, what happens is that attrition becomes very high and the productivity levels starts going down. So in order to build a positive work environment, let's start with one of the most important aspects of culture. The most important aspect for building a culture, like as we said earlier, starts with the business owner himself. Now let's look at these aspects of communication. The first one is the ability to listen. Develop this listening skills first as the owner of a business or a startup, and start recognizing and appreciating your efforts. Then you will be able to appreciate the efforts of each team member who comes in as you start scaling up the organization. It so happens that when you start noticing the behavior of the people in the team, your emotions will start fluctuating because they might not be able to give the kind of results that you are expecting or the kind of output at that moment. So you have to know how to manage your emotions and express it in the right way so that the other person is able to understand what exactly you are trying to convey, and they will be able to do the things in the way in which you want eventually. See to it that you always say what you mean, and you also do what you mean. That is, you're walking the talk, because the entire team is observing you and watching you at every step. So respect yourself. And that is the best form of non-verbal communication that you are showing to the entire team. So start building a good company culture with good communication to start with. Here, I would like to add one of the beautiful quotes. If you work without love, you are working like a slave. When you work with love, you are working like an emperor. Work based in love brings you closer to yourself. This is a very beautiful quote by Osho. Start with this aspect of you loving your work, and that sends a very positive trend of a good company culture. To learn more about happy, healthy, and harmonious work environment and how they affect our everyday business, stay tuned for our upcoming episodes on Dream 100 Show. Thank you so much, listeners, for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from your end what other aspects of culture that you would like to learn. So please write back to us and let us know what is it that you would like to learn, and we will be discussing about those aspects also in the forthcoming episodes. Thank you so much again. Never lose out on an opportunity to learn about cultivating your inner strengths on Dream 100 Show. We strongly believe that life is just a play. We win some, we lose some, we miss some, and we mess with some. So enjoy your journey and play it to the fullest. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dream 100 Show. And now, make a smart decision of taking the next step towards building your trust and your dreams. Don't forget to subscribe to Dream 100 Show and leave a review on Apple Podcast. Share your biggest takeaways with us and follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. For more details, shoot an email to us. This is Savitha signing off, and catch you soon in our next episode.